We're going to have Gridiron in just a second, but one cannot help but wonder if the Mavericks have tipped their hand in strategy for this evening. Kyrie Irving, right foot injury recovery, out. Josh Green, rest, out. Tim Hardaway Jr., left ankle soreness, out. Maxi Kleber, right hamstring injury recovery, out. Christian Wood, rest, out. They will all miss the game tonight. A game you have to win to stay in the playoff chase. And they have two guys who are resting.
Are you upset about this on a personal level, or are you upset about this just as a general fan?
No, I mean, probably both. I know my son wanted to see Kyrie play, and but that's a different deal. Like, if he's hurt, and this was always part of the plan as he recovers from his foot injury. But two of them, they're just like, it's just rest. And Luka and JaVale McGee remain probable for tonight's game against the Bulls.
The Christian Wood part, I think, is the part that I'm like, dang, that stinks a lot.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know Kyrie not being there is like, oh, man, like, that's your secondary scorer. That's your guy. But Christian Wood is also the follow-up guy on that.
Yeah.
And Hardaway is like, if he's hot, it's wonderful having him. But Christian Wood he's a kind of defensive player at the rim. He gets you rebounds. And he can score. So that's tough whenever you're in a need-win situation. Maybe they can figure it out, though, man.
And here's the key. You just bring Dwight Powell off the bench, you're probably going to win. They're 11-1 this year when Dwight Powell comes off the bench.
Nice. Let's do it again.
And so
you're saying he's coming off the bench tonight?
Well, the rest of their games, they're 27-41. But I'm sure he'll start.
Why?
Because
just start Hardy at center tonight instead.
Oh, wow.
Positionless basketball, dude. Doesn't matter anyway. Just everybody
right.
run out there and shoot.
Something to consider. And
text me if that's happening, by the way. Say, hey,
okay,
you're never going to guess what's happening.
From the 817. And this is a fair point. I wonder how many people feel this way. So the Mavs gave up when they still had a shot. That's cool. I give up my Mavs fandom. If that's the case, it feels like that. I still think they can win. It's not like the Bulls are the Celtics or the Bucks. Like, they have the same record as you. They have a lot of the same issues that you do. So I still think you can win this game. It just becomes a lot more difficult. Right now.
And doesn't it feel like that's tanking wrong if you decided today we're tanking?
Yeah, I saw an article. I believe it was from the Dallas Morning News. I don't know if it's a web only or not, but I was like, you don't know what that term means. It was like, the Mavericks are organically tanking. No, they're not. You don't know what that means. Organically tanking is when you play all of your future players who aren't as good yet, so you're probably more likely to lose. But in the future, it's going to pay off, and they're clearly going to be better. Like, you see teams that are organically tanking because they're like, I know they're not good now, but you just wait. They're going to use this experience and come up in the world.
Kind of like these robots that are dancing. Look at that.
Why?
They're not human now, but they're going to use that experience
to take us all out. You see how quickly chat AI? It took 3 days for that to run amok in our society?
Everybody's really mad about the Mavs right now, by the way, on Twitter. And Peyton said this is really smart, resting for the play-in game. So I think that may be the thing that's...
Okay, but if you don't win tonight, you have
limit your chances.
Shot.
Oh.
I would assume you would at least want to win this game and say it all comes down to Sunday. We need to lose, and the Thunder need to... So that's wrong. We need to win, and the Thunder need to lose for this to even matter. But they're like, you know what? Pass.
Yeah.
So I get it. From the 2-1-4, they could still win by accident. It's a good point. That is a good point. I think that's the idea.
That does sound like the idea.
Hey, look,
you know what? If we win, we'd be like, well, crap, we won.
The Mavericks have lost many games by accident this year. Oh, hey, your best player's out? Well, we still lost anyway. So they can lose games by accident. They could probably win games by accident. People are upset about the Mavs right now. We will talk with Jared Sandler in just a little bit, but people are upset about the Mavs because Kyrie is out. Now, at least Kyrie, I get a little bit more because it sounds like this was his plan in terms of this was always going to be a rest day. I know you would hope like maybe you could make an exception, but that's probably not how it works. So Kyrie out, right foot injury recovery. Tim Hardaway out, left ankle soreness. Maxi Kleber out, right hamstring injury recovery. And then Christian Wood and Josh Green are out because of rest.
This is the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like, are they looking at it like rest is for, we're resting for the playoffs here? This isn't the time. They must know something we don't, I guess. Either that or they're just it's got to be multiple different avenues of knowing something we don't. Either it is, we have decided we're tanking, we just don't want to, we want to let you down easy on this one. Or it is, we think we can win we think we're going to be in this no matter what. And like, they must know something we don't.
And the thing that makes no sense to me is everything is still out there. Like, you have to have Oklahoma City lose to Memphis on Sunday. Here's the thing. Memphis might have something to play for on Sunday. If Memphis were to lose their last two games and Sacramento were to win their last two games, Sacramento would take the number 2 seed. Now, I know that's going to be tough because the Bucks are resting a whole lot of players, and you might be like, well, what does that have to do with anything? So if Memphis were to lose, they would have probably something to play for on Sunday. And if they have something to play for on Sunday against Oklahoma City, obviously Memphis would be favored in that matchup. But for any of that to matter, for the Oklahoma City loss to matter, you have to win tonight. You have to win Sunday against the Spurs. And I understand people being upset that 5 of their players are not going to be out there. And so, yeah, when people are saying Memphis is resting on Sunday, not necessarily. I mean, probably because the Bucks aren't playing a lot of people tonight. But if the Kings win and they're up to 50-32 and Memphis loses against the Bucks, they have to win. Memphis has to win that game to keep the number 2 seed. So I get it. It's improbable. Is Memphis going to win tonight because the Bucks are resting a lot of players? Probably, which means they could rest people and they'll probably beat Oklahoma City. But Kyrie said, we can't control our destiny, but we can control our effort. It just feels
like the effort doesn't exist here.
And I'm not saying for those other 3 players who might legitimately be hurt or are legitimately recovering, but just I wonder how that conversation went with Josh Green and Christian Wood. And they're like, it's a rest day. And they're like, but don't we have to win?
Yeah.
It's a rest day.
Your effort is controlled here by not resting, by being out on the court and doing that thing.
Yeah.
Unless they think that Saturday's more important.
Or Sunday.
Or Sunday's more important, which I don't know.
You play the Spurs on Sunday. They want to get the best possible odds to get Victor Wembanyama.
You're working there for a 65% chance that you get one of the top 10 picks.
And it's the Spurs.
I don't know, man.
Like, do we have to go all out? And this is a great question for the 214. Kevin, how mad would you and Brandon be if they sat Luka tonight? I'm not ruling it out because JaVale McGee and Luka are still probable. And this would, I'll tell you this would go against everything that Luka said the other day when he said, if there's a chance, I'm playing. There's a chance.
He said that he was like, look, they know better. He said the front office, the coaches, they know how I feel about this. I think he's going to be on the court too. And I'll tell you this. I know it doesn't seem this way because of the way that this year has gone, but with him on the court, there is a chance.
Oh, for sure.
Without him on the court, you're like, I don't know, man. Like Jaden Hardy, best of luck, dude. But like this team with him on the court, there is a chance. So maybe it can happen tonight, and you come back for the final game against the Spurs, and you fake rest everybody again, and then it works out for you. I don't know. But this, I mean, I guess if they went ahead and told you, Kevin, hey, we're tanking for the rest of the season, which they can't say, then they know people would quit paying attention. And right now, they're like, well, we'll get attention, I guess. I don't know. It's weird to me, man. This whole season has been a complete fry for me because I didn't know what to do. I have no clue. You were a Western Conference Finals team that nobody believed in. Go do it again. And they're like, nah, we don't know.
And on the Bulls front, I haven't seen an update yet, but I know as of either last night or earlier today, Levine, DeRozan, and Caruso were all questionable. So maybe they did get the tip. They ain't going to play. And they're like, Luka, you can win this game by yourself, right? And he's like, no problem.
He's like, I got this.
So that...
Oh, somebody said it's Slovenian night. What's that mean?
Yes. It is.
So he has to play.
That is a great point because they're giving away scarves and something else. I don't remember.
Are they going to be chanting and singing chants and stuff?
Oh my gosh, I have not been given any information to learn a chant.
You think you'll have like a little piece of paper tonight when you get there and it's like, learn this chant?
You know what? That's what we do for the kids with the Bible verses. And it works. It works for them.